How many people can connect to the MTN Fiber X router? A lot of people ask, and a lot of people usually wonder, like, okay, I buy this, how many people can connect? Can everybody in my house connect? Can everybody in my store connect? Can everybody in my office connect? How many people? So the truth is, as tiny as this router is, because this is a router that comes with the Fiber X, is a pretty small router if you compare it to like the 5G router I have here. You can see this one is quite bigger or longer. It's a pretty tiny router, right? But as small as this thing is small but mighty, don't underestimate this. As many as 128 people can connect to this thing. Let me repeat that. As many as 128 people can connect to this tiny router you're seeing here. Like this thing is a beast. So how it essentially works is there are two networks that come with it, right? So there's the 4G and the 5G. Same thing with this one. There are two networks also. There's the 4G and 5G. I feel like that's how most routers that have 5G support, that's how they work. So, and also it's a plug and play router. Once they do the installation configuration for you, just like it's supposed to start working. Right? So as many as 128 people. So the 4G network, 64 people can connect, and the 5G network also 64 people can also connect. So 64 plus 64, that's 128. Right, so you might be wondering, like, why is there the 4G option? They should have just made it 5G. Which I agree and disagree. I agree because everybody loves 5G, but I also disagree because from my own experience, the networks are basically the same. There's no real major difference. Like maybe there is, like if you check your phone will show that okay, this other network is 5G. But if you actually connect to it and use day-to-day usage, from my own experience, it's practically the same thing. Even with this 5G router, like this you consider this one as the big 5G on it. I've connected to the 4G network, connected to the 5G network, and to me it's practically the same thing. Like even with the speed tests, it's like basically gives the same results. So to me, I feel like you're just put it there just for fancy. Maybe except you go to a place like now I'm talking about for the 5G router and all that. 5G is like really supported. Maybe then there might be a difference, but usually from my own experience it's basically the same. But fiber that is basically a wired connection and sits in one place. To me, there's no real, the difference isn't massive. Like if you connect to the 4G, you'll be fine. It's basically the same as the 5G. So as many as 128 people can connect, and I don't feel like it could be more because there are also ports at the back. So as you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 LAN ports, 1 USB, and 1 telephone ports. So if you have smart TV, you have laptop, you have your console, you have whatever thing connects that uses Ethernet to connect, you can also plug them here and it works. So that would now be 128, 129, 130. So 132 devices can connect to the MTN Fiber X network. So now, even though as many as 100 people can connect, I don't want to give an asterisk, I don't want to give a disclaimer. This does not mean you should go and tell everybody in your streets, hey, Alpha guy, I don't buy Fiber X, make you come connect. Yeah, before you do that, hold on a little bit. It also depends on the type of package you bought. Right, like the Fiber X plan you bought. So if you bought the basic plan, something like the 50 Mbps, or they came out with the 20 Mbps plan recently, I don't like 100 people cannot connect to that. Like, come on, don't be greedy, don't be a thief, come on, bro. If you bought the basic 50 Mbps or 20 Mbps, I would say we usually advise maybe 10, maximum 15 people should connect to it because what this thing is monitored by is speed. So the more people start to connect to this thing and tap from the internet, the slower it starts to become. And if the thing also is not even just the more people, if what these people are doing with the internet is very, very heavy, the slower this thing will become. So if, for example, the 15 people that connect, they are just basic smartphone users, they are just scrolling on Instagram and watching YouTube or Netflix or whatever, then the thing could be absolutely fine. But if every single 15 person that connected, they are all gamers and they are all streaming at like 60 frames per second, 240 hertz with 4K resolution or something, of course it's going to slow down. It's going to affect everybody because that is going to take significant amount of internet. But if all 15 people connect are trying to download like a 20 gig file at the same time, it's going to take a serious hit. So but if all 15 people that connect, this is for the basic packages, so this is for like the 20 Mbps and 50 Mbps. If they all connect and it's just basic day-to-day social media use, just to send messages on WhatsApp, just to watch videos on the internet, just to do your basic day-to-day stuff, then that is absolutely fine. So if you want to connect as many as 128 people, then I would recommend you step up for the more expensive plans. So there's the 100, and to me 100 Mbps is still a little too slow. It's a little too slow. I advise you go for maybe the 300 Mbps, but there's also 1 Gbps. So that's that. Like if you have 1 Gbps, as many as 100 can connect, and you'll be fine, because like that's a lot of power, a lot of internet to share for everybody. Think about it, it's almost like would I say like a battery. So like almost like a big battery, and everybody's trying to tap power from it. So if everybody's just using this big battery to maybe charge their phone, on their television, on their fridge, on their fan, whatever, like everybody will be fine, right? But if one person that comes, if everybody that comes, they're trying to use this thing to maybe power up their car, or trying to use it to like power up some very big high energy machine, and all of a sudden the battery will go down fast and it will affect everybody. So if you want to get, like if you want to power your big high energy machine, you get a bigger battery. So in the same thing, if you want to, like if you're someone that does a lot of heavy gaming, a lot of heavy streaming, a lot of heavy downloading, like a lot of serious heavy use with internet, then you get the higher plans. Maybe you're someone that just does basic day-to-day use, then the basic plans are fine for you. The thing also about this MTN Fiber X is you cannot just walk into the store to buy it. But like this 5G router, this basic router, you can just walk into the store, ask them how much will they sell this, they'll tell you, then you buy. This one is a little more complex, and that's the process to set it up is a little more complicated. So if you want to find out how you can actually get your hands on this, how you can actually get access to this, because this one is actually unlimited, while this one isn't. This one doesn't use a SIM card, while this one does. So in summary, this one is better. So if you want to get access to this, just click the link in the description. The video will be on the screen explaining how the whole process works. Or check the description, the video will also be there as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.